All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the announcement video for 100x School of Technology. This is a 4-year undergrad program that I'm going to take you through now. All the offerings, the curriculum, the teachers, the place where it is happening, what will be the fees, what will be taught, what kind of placements can you expect, our past on-site programs. Everything will be covered in detail. So I would urge you to go through the full video before you make a decision. With that, let's kick things off. Welcome to the launch video for 100x School. It's a 4-year undergraduate program in computer science. What do I mean by undergraduate program? I mean, it is ideal for people who are currently 17 to 22 years of age, who are currently thinking of joining a college. Could be a traditional college, could be an IIT, NIT, BITS, Tier 3 college, or an online degree, who want to do computer science and have graduated with at least 60% marks in their respective streams. For us, the stream doesn't matter. For the degree, it might matter a little bit. I'll talk a bit about that more. But if you're in PCMB, you're totally fine. If you're in a different field, then we'll have to talk. What colleges are better than us? So if you're currently in this age range and currently thinking of joining a college, if you're getting the top 8 IITs, top 5 NITs, triple ITs, DTU and SIT orbits, circuit branches, by which I mean electronics, electronics and communication, computer science, and MCA, mathematics, IT, AI. If you're getting these fields, I think these are better colleges to join. So you don't have to proceed through the video. They've built a lot of things over the last 10, 20, 30 years. We can't compete with that just yet. But I will urge on the point that this is only true for circuit branches. So if you're getting a civil, then you should go through the video and understand the pros and cons. Why do I think these colleges are better? Why am I saying other colleges might not be better? I have gone to IIT Roorkee last month for our convocation for our very first on-site batch. I have talked to students from IIT Roorkee. I am also myself from IIT Roorkee. And if you look at the lot over here, most of these were people from non-circuit branches. Circuit branches didn't even come to the talk because they have things sorted. I've looked at placement data. I know what computer science people at an IIT Roorkee or an IIT Bombay are getting placed at. Based on that, and based on talking to a lot of people from local colleges that are in the the price range of less than 10 LPA, price range of 10 to 20 LPA. I've done 2 classes or 2 online sessions with these students and understood their pain points, the good things and the bad things. And unfortunately, most had bad things to say. I'll elaborate more on it. But based on these findings, could have been very honest on which college is good, which college is bad. I think these are significantly better. And if you're getting any one of these, you should go. These are comparable. So if you are getting any college which has very less fees, or you can show some income certificate and get a very less fees, that's a comparable college. You might not get the best education, but you save on a lot of money, which you can invest in 10 different places and learn from other resources. So if you get any college that's really low in fees, might not be the worst option to choose. Comparable to us, so if you go there, I don't mind. Scalar and Newton are 2 other alt colleges which do things very similar to us. They're also not bad to join compared to us. You should talk to students over here, and over here, and then make an informed decision. You should specifically discuss, are people getting internships? How are they getting internships? Is it because of development? Is it because of DSA? Where are they learning development from? Where are they learning DSA from? All of these are good questions to ask. I'll talk more about that later. But if you're getting any one of these 3 colleges, might not be the worst option to pursue. You don't have to come to us. If you go to any 3 of these, I'm still happy, and you'll still have a great future. And you can, in the first case, you'll have to figure a lot of things out yourself. In the second 2 cases, they're alternative colleges, so they'll help you. Which comes to the question, what is an alt college or an alternate college? So this is just a very fresh market. 2 years ago, some colleges or some ed techs actually started this. Ed tech stand for education tech companies, traditionally companies who are getting people placed. We are also an ed tech. 100x Devs has an online cohort of 5,000 rupees where we teach thousands of students. There are other companies in the same niche, and they got into this 4-year computer science program market. Why? Because traditional education is very broken. You can read about it, you can talk to students, you'll understand what the pain points are. But yes, if you go to any college other than IITs and ITs, it's a little hard to, it's fairly unoptimal. Talk to students there, you'll understand about what I'm talking. Traditionally, it's very hard for an ed tech to open a college. In fact, none of these ed techs, including us, are opening a college. There's a lot of regulation involved. It's very tough. It involves a lot of bureaucratic processes. So none of them, including us, are a college. We don't have accreditation from UGC or EICTE. But there are ways these colleges, or call them schools, are figuring out degree on one side and education, the right education, industry relevant education placements on the other side. So they have found a good balance between regulation and the right community, the right teachers, the right placements. I'll talk through how they're doing it and the three models that exist over here. If you are thinking of getting into an alt college, it is a very scary market. Honestly, a market I was shying away from for years because I did not think parents would understand okay, what is an alt college, and why would we send a student not to a BTech and to this new program thingy. So I've done a lot of research. I've met students from every alt college that exists. I have gone to every alt college campus and understood what is happening inside. There are three ways you can join an alternate college. I'll talk about the pros and cons of all three. The first model is that you get BTech inside another university campus. So this is just universities realizing that they can't keep up with the current industry requirements. So they partnered with an edtech. So there is an edtech on one side, university on the other side. The student studies inside the university campus. Teachers are from the edtech. You get a BTech degree in a very legal way because you are still learning inside the campus of the university. Second is that you get a BSc, but inside an alt college campus, which means all the teachers are owned by the alt college. The campus is owned by the alt college. The aura, the everything around you, surroundings, community is owned by the alt college. But you can't get a BTech over here because legally, no alt college can issue a BTech. Neither can a college issue a BTech when the student is not studying in their own campus. The third model, which is the shadiest of them all, which is something I would urge you to shy away from a little bit, is BTech inside alt college campus. So you're getting a BTech, but you're studying in the alt college campus. There are ways to figure this out. In fact, this was something we were hoping for initially as well. Okay, let's issue a BTech. We found universities that were open to doing it, but this is very gray, and this might come to bite you in the future. UGC may or may not kick in, and you might not get a BTech. So I would shy away from this third model. There might be edtechs or companies that will pitch you. Okay, you can stay in our campus, but you'll get a BTech from an XYZ university. I would not go here. There are people who are doing it. They have been issued certificates from UGC. Shadiest of all three models. We are going with the second one. So to name a few names, Sunstone and Newton are two companies who do the first model. Scalar and us are going to be the companies that do the second model. I'm not naming companies in the third model, but again, I would shy away from them. Let's discuss the pros. The pros in the first model is you get a BTech degree, which is great for mostly a parent. They feel very nice and very comfortable sending their student to a BTech. If there is some alt college thingy that's teaching, great, but they want a BTech. So that's the pro for the first one. You study inside a very big campus. That's another pro because it's a university. It has 400-acre campus. The pros over here are, okay, school can completely control the curriculum, which means, okay, there is no party on top of the school or us dictating what to teach. So we can decide what we want to teach. And, if we want to change the curriculum 6 months in because the job requires something else, we can do it. And second, the most important part of this the most important pro of the second model is it's ejectable, which means the degree is happening independently for, let's say, 4 lakh rupees for 4 years. The EdTech is teaching independently. It's like a tuition center. It's like you have a dummy admission in a school and you're learning from FITSI, even though this isn't a dummy admission, but they're separate. The benefit there is, okay, if you want to eject after a year, after you get an internship, you can. If you want to eject after 2 years, after you get a placement, you can. If you don't like the syllabus, if you don't like the teaching, if they have done anything wrong, you can eject, yet your degree will continue at a very nominal price. So degree aapki ekdam alag hai. So if you feel like they have not done what they promised, you can leave them. That is not true here. That is not true here. That is not true in a normal college. The way a normal college can get you is, okay, they'll offer a BTech, and after the first semester, you realize you're not being taught anything, but you can't leave, because if you leave, then you have to restart from scratch. That is not true over here. Even if you leave us because you don't like things after 6 months, you can still continue your degree. Your 4-year degree is not going anywhere, and you can decide what to do, other than that. So there's a lot of pressure on us, the company over here, to keep providing value for 4 years, because students always have the option of leaving. This one, again, I won't talk too much about it, but you sort of get a BTech degree. Even though it's a BSc degree first converts to a BTech degree, there are a lot of great things that happen here. But sure, if everything goes right, then you get a BTech degree over here, which is, a pro of the third model. Cons, there are cold wars with colleges. So talk to students that are here in other colleges and understand what's happening inside the campus, and you'll realize there's a lot of cold war between the university and the edtech. The edtech wants to show their value, the university wants to show their value. A lot of students get failed by the university. You have to learn history, so on and so forth. I won't talk too much about this, but again, talk to students over there. You'll realize what's the first problem over here. HODs don't treat you well because you're coming from the edtech, so on and so forth. I'm not saying that's happening in any of these universities. Just talk to people you'll know. Secondly, curriculum is controlled by the college, and that is, again, it sort of takes away the benefit or the merit of an alt college. Again, talk to students over here. You'll realize you don't get too many alt college things here that were promised initially. You'll be close to the industry or anything like that. That isn't really happening in these campuses. Here, the con is the BSc program just feels very scary. Oh, I'm getting a BSc program. Is it even valid? It's an online degree. Will I not be able to go for a master's? It is a relevant scare to have. I will try my best to justify it. I'll give you options to justify it independently as well. तो आप independently जाके भी पूछ सकते हो कि यार ये valid है कि नहीं है. I'll also explain the things. And lastly, here again, as I said, it's just very shady. So just ask some questions when you're going through counseling at the third model. And pick and choose. I would shy away from this. If you go in either one of these two, there are merits to going through this model because it's almost like everything is controlled by us. Everything is controlled by the educator, by whoever is leading the program, and the degree is separate, which can be very well. It's very well ejectable, which is the best part over here. कि भाई नहीं मजा आ रहा, degree कर लो, मजा आ रहा है, रुक जाओ और degree कर लो. What degree do you get in the second model? So I'm going to talk about this model from here on because this is the one that we're going forward with. We have talked to universities for doing this. They have agreed. I personally don't want to go down there after talking to students from a bunch of these universities. And here, as I said, a bunch of great things are happening, which is why after a lot of thought, we have gone with the most difficult model. This is the most difficult model for us because it's very hard to convince people. It's hard to convince people to come to an alt college. But there are ways to convince them with this and this model. Ours is the worst model and so is Scalars. Yet, if you look at the outcomes from here and Scalar, you'll have your answer right there. Scalar has been able to execute this significantly better than any other alt college. So if you think that the degree matters, just look at the outcomes from here and compare to the outcomes over here and you'll get your answer. What degree does the second model provide? What degree are we hoping for you to take? There's a very big caution over here. There is no official collaboration that we have with any of these universities. They have their online BSc programs. They are as valid for a master's, for sitting in a job for a visa as a BTech. You can independently verify it by going to their website. It is from a very big university. The two options here are BITS Pilani BSc with honors or IIT Madras data science degree. A lot of people already independently study over here, and we urge you to take one of these degrees. My personal preference is the first one because it has very high completion rates. I've gone through the curriculum. I like it a little bit more. But the IIT Madras data science degree is also good, especially preferable if your annual income is less than 1 lakh per annum, because then the fees goes down significantly. So these are the two I recommend. I repeat, there is no official collaboration, but that's what Scalar has been doing for 2 years. That's worked out well for them. There is nothing shady when it comes to issuing the degree. There is nothing shady when it comes to the final degree that you get, it being relevant for a master's, or filling a criteria for an ICPC or a GSOC, or filling a criteria for a job. So if you are, that's probably the only thing you should worry about. कि यार BSc मिल रही है, but BTech के तो इतने फायदे हैं. तो I would urge you to understand कि BTech के क्या फायदे हैं. I have talked to a lot of universities, and BTech degrees you can buy for 2 lakh rupees. 25,000 a semester is all a local college somewhere in Odisha, let's say, would expect from you. If you give them 2 lakh rupees, they will give you a BTech degree. You just have to write all the papers that you need. So BTech, BSc, potato, it's just a piece of paper. What you learn in the 4 years is important. The final paper that you get, does it qualify all your requirements when you go for a master's, when you go for a PhD, when you go for sitting in a campus placement in a Google or a Facebook? Are those being qualified? If the answer is yes, then you're good to go. Unless you're going to a tier 1 college, the degree is a piece of paper. Make sure it passes all the criteria. Don't believe me. Do independent research. Go through the BSc program in computer science with honors from BITS Pilani. I'll link it in the description. Talk to the counselors over there independently. And they will tell you, is this degree a valid degree for a master's? Is this degree valid for sitting in placements? If you are able to verify this, then you should get over the trauma of BTech versus BSc. Do verify independently. Do not trust my word. And then, make your informed decision based on that. Fee structure for us is going to be divided into 3 parts. You can independently choose which one of these you want to pick. The degree fee that we are recommending, which is either BITS Pilani BSc or IIT Madras data science degree, is 4 lakhs for 4 years, 3 to 4 lakhs. It can be significantly lesser if you have some income certificate that shares that you make less than 1 lakh per annum. 100x school tuition is going to be 12 lakh for 4 years right now. That's 1.5 lakh per semester. And it'll be a little skewed, by which I mean shuru ke saalon mein it'll be a little bit more, and end ke saalon mein it'll be a little bit less. So it'll be, the 4-year distribution will be a little different. The reason for that is that we have a strong feeling that people will get internships in their first year, in their second year, or placement in their second year. Then they would want to eject, which makes sense. So we just want to cover our corners over here. If we have provided the outcome of a placement, we've been able to charge a certain bit for it. The value that us as the college is going to provide is also going to go down. The first and the second year is where you're going to learn the most, which is why it's a little skewed. For the 4 years, it's 12 lakh rupees. Hostel fees is anywhere between 1.5 to 2 lakh a year, based on what kind of room you are choosing. The hostel is in the same building as the college campus slash the classrooms. You can independently stay in Delhi. There is no requirement from our side. I would urge you to pick a hostel though, based on the convenience and the community that will be present over there. Placement record, which is the most important thing you need to optimize for when you're thinking of a college. Why do I say this? Because that's where most colleges are broken right now. I don't think people or students care about anything other than the placement. Debatable if it's good or bad, but yes, this is an important thing. And you can, as a college, do 10 things wrong. But if you get people placed, if 70%, 80%, 90% of your people are placed at a good offer, average of 10 LPA, median of 8 LPA, 9 LPA, that's a good outcome for students. Students are happy with that. Students are not happy if you do everything right, you've done everything right, but you don't get people placed. So what is our placement record? I can go all marketee over here and share online placement records, which we have many, because we run a 5,000 rupee online course where we get a lot of people placed. A lot of people get placed themselves. Here are a bunch of videos. You can go to 100x Dev's YouTube channel and find testimonials, journey, how did they learn, what did they learn. In most colleges today, you'll find students who are learning from us through this 5,000 rupee course, but I will take zero credit. Even though we do place students from here, I will take zero credit. Like they are not connected to me. This is very different from what we are doing right now. Now we're doing an on-site program. So do we have on-site placements? Have we done on-site programs before? Is the right question to ask. These are marketing, things that you will find in every college deck, and you should call them out. For example, I can give you 500 people that we have placed in online, but that doesn't matter because it's a 5,000 rupee course. A lot of them got placed themselves, and it's mass scale, right? We have so many students that learn from us. So I don't want to take credit in their online learning journey and placement. Where I will take credit is our very first on-site program that we started 6 months ago called Super 30. This is probably going to be the most interesting bit for regular people of this channel as well, because most people on this channel are people currently in college and not who are about to join a college. 6 months ago, I launched this video where I introduced Super 30 Noida, which was our very first on-site program. It was meant for people who were either in their final year, matlab unki placement ab honi hai, or they were already graduated but did not get a placement. That was the biggest market, probably 90-95% of the students lied over there, and the people who were able to get the most value were also over there. The people who were already placed that came over here were very complacent. Jinki job nahi lagi hui thi, who went to colleges thinking ke job lagwayenge but weren't able to get it. Noida ke a lot of colleges people came from and paid anywhere between 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees based on when they bought the course for a 6-month long cohort. It was officially 4 months initially, or 3 months in fact, but we extended it to 6 months. Ke chalo, we have more time to place people, they can stay, so on and so forth. 6 months ago, I launched Super 30. 52 people had joined. 39 out of 52 have been placed. I'm actually not counting a lot of people here who took placements themselves. Let's keep the number at 39. Median salary was 15 LPA. Average was 18 LPA. This number I found out yesterday. Abhi tak I was assuming it will be 11, 12, something like that. But yesterday I actually ran the numbers. 15 median, average 18, 35 full-time, 4 internships. Harkirat, how do I verify? That's a great question. Here is the full list of people who were part of Super 30. How much did they get placed for? What company did they get placed in? What is the niche that they got placed in? So on and so forth. I will link their Twitters, LinkedIns, everything in description. You should talk to them independently and verify. What did they learn? Unki help hui, nahi hui. I've marked them in yellow also, जिन्होंने खुद से placement लगवाई है. I don't want to take too much credit of people who, I feel like मैंने उनकी placement में कहीं help नहीं करी. But everyone else that you see have been placed through us. We brought the company, they interviewed with the company and got in. We probably had around 100 interviews or referrals. उसमें से करते करते इतने converted. A lot of people got placed twice also. For example, Chaitanya that you see over here first got into a different company. Workload was too high, he left, and then he got into a different company for 25L. Go through the list. I have corresponding videos of people talking as well. In सब की video आ जाएगी. and based on that decide. On-site placement record for us has been aggressively well, and I don't shy away from saying this because I've done this. This was the journey of Super 30 was very tough for 1,000 reasons, leave them what. But the final outcomes were something I did not expect. I was hoping for 30 placements, hence it was called Super 30. But by the end, we were able to place 40, which is I don't want to spend too much time here. Talk to them, verify, जिससे पूछना है पूछो. This is as legit offer list I can give you. And I would urge you कि बाकी colleges से भी मांगो ये. If there is a college that's saying we have 100% placement, ask for a list, ask for the company, ask for the package, talk to the student, and then decide कि are the thing that they're saying, are they true or is it not true? Yesterday, I have talked to all of these students to understand कि क्या ये TA बनना चाहेंगे, what were the good things about Super 30, what were the things that we can improve. This is screenshots from all the meetings that I did yesterday. Akash, he'll come on college as well, 40 LPA. Oh God, I keep forgetting names. Ashish, correct. Ashish, 8 LPA. No stack में 5 people went. So Ragini, Sarthak, Keshav, Aryan, and A से नाम शुरू होता है. All of them in no stack. It'll come to me in a second. Sanjeev, Quick SAS 14 LPA. Rahul, Quick SAS 14 LPA. Ajaydeep, 12 LPA. Na US based startup. I keep forgetting their name. I know the founder's name is Davis. Abhay, who got into 2 companies, currently is working in Send AI. Left the other thing. Basically, they both got into the same company, which was Davis's company, but he ended up choosing Send AI. Prajwal is Send AI. He's one of the few online people who converted. Most people converted offline. भाई offline आना बहुत जरूरी है. Dardoc 9 LPA. He was telling me yesterday कि ज़्यादा हो जाता, but I gave it a low ball offer. Chaitanya got into 2 companies. Second company was 25. I can keep talking, but long story short, talk to them. And a lot of these will have moved right outside the campus, want to spend time with you guys. A lot of them want to come to the campus and teach you. There is a lot of merit to having small batches and actionable batches and smart people in there, even though I wasn't able to filter this well. Maybe the biggest feedback yesterday was that the crowd could have been better. And I agree because pehle Super 30 mein only 60 people applied. I had to pick 40. So selection ratio was really high. If you would have bought, most probably you would have gotten in. That is not true anymore. For the school and for the next Super 30, the selection ratio will be abysmally low because the number of applications are so high. That was not true here. So even though the crowd was decent, I wouldn't call it superb. Hopefully the next time it is. And that was the biggest feedback for me here, कि crowd ko aur better karo. The journey of Super 30, it's all on YouTube. You can follow it end to end. This is nothing faddy. I feel like it might feel it's a little faddy or marketing, but it's not. On 20th September, I launched Super 30. Why did I launch Super 30? I had gone to all alt colleges. I would have talked to them कि भाई क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं. समझ आया कि placement is what matters. So I wanted to make sure कि I can get people placed before I pick up a challenge of 4 years and get people on campus. मैं किसी को campus ला रहा हूँ, अगर मैं उसकी placement नहीं करा सकता, there's no point of starting this specific program. Which is why we did this 6-month experiment to make sure can we get people placed. If that is the case, then it makes sense for us to start a college. If we can get 40 people placed in a span of 4 months, which is what it took. उसके बाद तो एक दो ही आए हैं. पहले 4 महीने ही most people got placed. Then I can get whatever 100 people placed in 4 years. 20th September I launched. 15th October, you should go through this video. There's a lot of hate. I don't know why, but you should check the comments out. Okay, it's a scam, it's very expensive, even though it was just 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Still a lot of hate. I launched this video, you should check iska comments also. Everyone was saying I will compete with Super 30, I will outperform Super 30. All the comments were like that, which was a beautiful thing. Okay, I'm able to passively also motivate a lot of people. And ye jo 50 baithe hain, they're also hopefully going to reach somewhere. October to November, a bunch of guest sessions were there that I've posted on YouTube. All the official classes aren't on YouTube, but a lot of people coming in are all on YouTube. Good sessions that you can go through again, all on our YouTube channel. We did a mid checkpoint in December when 17 people got placed. This video is also on YouTube. We did a day in the life of video on end of December. This video is also on YouTube. Then we did a convocation last month. That video is also on YouTube. And all the real people talking about their journey starting to end is also on YouTube. I'm not hiding anything here. Every person's YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, I will link in the description. आप उनसे independently जाके बात कर लो. उनसे पूछ लो कि have you actually gotten these offers or not? Are you actually working in this company or not? How did you get in? Did Harkirat help? Did Harkirat not help? Did you learn anything? So on and so forth. This whole journey is on YouTube. All these people I will share with you and talk to them and then decide. Also would urge you to talk to other colleges and ask them to share something similar. This is the best proof of work that you can get for a college कि on ground क्या काम हो रहा है compared to marketing, which is very easy to do. GSOC, again, this is marketing. Why? Because even though last year 20 of our students got into GSOC, there is a video I have on YouTube where 10 people who are in the cohort have talked about it. We have a very big online cohort, right? It's a 5,000 rupee cohort. Even though I provided value, मैं उनके साथ बैठा नहीं था. तो yes, 20 people got in. No, they did not get in through our on-site program. They got in through our online program. So these are things you should talk and ask whenever you're going through marketing slides for any college. But yes, 20 people got in last year. There is a video. They'll talk about how did I help, कितना मैंने help किया, कितना मैंने help नहीं किया. Very popular video. To 50k people have watched it. I have done GSOC twice myself. If that helps you easy or whatever, discomfort. I have a full playlist of 20 videos on GSOC on YouTube that you can watch. ICPC, again, I've done it back in college. But back in college, that's like 10 years ago, I went to regionals. 10 years ago, I used to do code forces. I'm a candidate master. But this doesn't make any sense for me to pitch right now. Why? Because I'm not doing DSA anymore, right? There'll be someone else who leads this. I will not be leading DSA. I'll come from time to time. But it'll be led by someone else. Yes, this is a goal for us. We want people to reach regionals. I still think it helps in interviews, even though that market is dwindling very quickly and your skills are going to matter more and more. But yes, data structures and algorithms is important. ICPC is decent proof of work for it. We will have teachers who are going to teach it. I will be there passively, will not be the primary teacher, even though I have proof of work here back 10 years ago. Primary teachers that are going to teach you, Harkirat, that's me. Fatty things from 10 years ago that don't matter. ITR 2018, 658 ITJ rank, cracked GSOC twice, ICBC regionalist, and these are the companies, some of the companies I've worked at. Sargam, who's just 21, but extremely smart coder. A lot of vetting has happened for him to become a primary teacher over here. He was, ask any super 30 people, they will tell you how good of a teacher he is, his knowledge, where he works, how much money he makes. The only caveat here is that he's trying for an O1. So if that happens, he will move to the US in probably 8-9 months. That is the only reason you might see him leave, and then we'll get someone else. But other than that, you can think of us two as the primary teachers at 100x Devs. There is an ICBC regional, a few of them that we're talking to who will come for DSA, and a few data science, data engineering people. These people will come, go. You can't really, keep people forever, other than the core team. The good thing here is the founder is the teacher. So, it's my company. I am definitely not going anywhere. I can take some credit in knowing that Sargam will not go. But everyone else, we will try our best to incentivize them that they stay for a batch, for a semester. But in and out will happen, and that's something you have to get comfortable with. You will get the best teachers, and you will decide the teachers as well. I'll talk a little bit about that later. BSMs, which is back success managers and super mentors. So, one very unique thing about us is going to be we're going to run another Super 30 in the same campus where around 50 people will come. And they are these people who are going to get placed in the next 6 months. ये अगले 6 महीने में इनकी नौकरी लगने वाली है. Each one of them will have responsibility of 2 of you or 3 of you to be your super mentor. Those Super 30 people who are coming on campus, one requirement for them is that they have 2 to 3, call them juniors, and जिनके वो super mentors हैं. DSMs are going to be people who live on site, on campus. Super 30 के 3 लोग मान गए हैं. So Akash, शुरू से ही wanted to teach. He's a smart guy, very good at solving doubts. Super 30 used to do it. Sanjeev, Abhay are the official ones that have said yes because they live in Noida or sort of moved to Noida after Super 30. There are more who want to talk. I just don't want to put out names, इनका मैं sure नहीं हूँ. But assume that BSMs are going to be people who have been placed in the last 6 months by us through Super 30, and super mentors are going to be people in the next Super 30. So we have a very actionable program for people, or a majority of people, to get placed in 6 months that we run. उनके ही बच्चों की एक responsibility है कि they take care of you guys, the undergrad people who are joining, which, in this specific batch, it won't be too many. So you'll have a little too much personal attention. And this is the most important thing. You can learn online. You can learn very passively. There are thousands of resources. What you don't get is immediate, someone who's just got placed. उसको क्या आता है? Learning from him directly, and him having this responsibility that I'm going to push on them. Schedule, this might change, but right now it's going to be Monday to Thursday. 2 classes, heavy classes, followed by 11 to 1 official class, 2 घंटे की, and then some 30 minutes to an hour of whatever, call it doubt session, वगैरह. Then lunch from 1 to 2, 2 to 4 another class, then a break. Then again, the most important thing, the thing that you might be missing right now is कि मुझे पढ़ाओ या मुझे handhold कराओ. But the biggest thing in CS is you coding yourself. People being around you to help, but code आपको खुद ही करना चाहिए. If you're coding by following someone on a screen, very high probability कि आगे जाके you will never be able to build muscle memory for coding, which is all that development or jobs are about. कि क्या आपको खुद से कोड करना आता है कि नहीं. तो every day 4 hours of classes, 2 hours of you guys coding, us just being around and guiding you, giving a problem statement, आप उसको solve कर रहे हो. Friday is just this on steroids, which means 2 problem statement मिल गए, dev and DSA की, compete करो आपस में, try to whatever. there'll be a leaderboard, come on top, so on and so forth. GSOC preparation, ICBC preparation, building live projects, putting them on your portfolio will happen on Friday. Jo bhi seekha hai in these 4 days, apply it over here. This might not happen initially because initially you'll know nothing. But let's say 1.5 months in, we will start this. Friday ko no classes, just you guys coding, us giving you problem statements and roaming around, watching you guys code, telling you this is right, this is wrong, and learning. The learning that will happen over there is very close to the learning that happens in a company when you join. When you join a company, you struggle. You see the code base for the first time. Some senior comes and guides you. They comment on your pull request, and that's how you learn. The same thing will happen on Friday. The syllabus will change a lot based on where I think the industry is going. Same happened in Super 30. This you can almost assume is locked in for the first year, which means full stack development, which will be taken by me. DSA will be taken by whoever is the DSA instructor. DevOps will be taken between me and Sargam. Computer networks OS again between me and Sargam, and then blockchains 101 taken by me and maybe another guy. So ये पहले साल का syllabus है. First year syllabus is this. Extensive projects and all, pushing up all the code to GitHub. Everyone else, all of other universities can see, there's no problem. We'll try to keep as much of our code base, as much of our learnings open for everyone to see. That happened for Super 30 also. Kafi classes online aa jati hain. If you can't join, you can always passively see what's happening inside this college. This is the first year. This is the second year. May or may not change. Also depends on whether or not you guys are able to catch up to this in the first year. I don't think everyone will be able to. So assume, there's some 10% who are not able to finish everything. So for that 10%, it makes sense to, just sit in last year ka classes, sit with first year students again. It might feel weird कि मैं juniors के साथ तो क्यों बैठा हूँ, but this is actually a decent level for an internship or even a placement. You don't need all of this. You need this to be done really well, rather than थोड़ा थोड़ा ये कर लिया and then थोड़ा थोड़ा ये कर लिया. Surface level knowledge in any industry, in any niche is bad. तो अगर एक साल बाद you feel like you've not been able to nail this well, sit again in first year classes in the second year also and learn this. This is all you need for that first offer. This is for people who are smart and then who want a bigger offer. Low level languages which will help you in HFT interviews, Web3 interviews, some low level DeFi interviews, cryptography and blockchains, because we have some connects in blockchains that will make us easy for you to place you guys there, and they're hyping jobs, which is why this is the second thing we want to teach. Finance, maths and probability. This for ML mostly, this because there are a lot of finance companies. You might have heard of JPMC, Goldman Sachs, where having some finance jargon, knowing some finance puzzles is a good idea. Python and ML 101, because we want to make sure that Python is a prerequisite for machine learning, and you get into machine learning, the lowest level stuff, not using GenAI APIs. And lastly, advanced DevOps, which is something that we miss in the first semester. This will be DevOps 101, this will be DevOps whatever, 201. Third year, I'm still unsure. It's way far ahead. There's no point planning. It will depend a lot on kaisa log pad rahe in the first 2 years. These are just thoughts that I feel will be taught in the third year. Think of them as electives, like things you don't really need, but very heavy specializations of people who are very interested in them. LLMs, InfoSec, advanced DBMS or database design, computer graphics, data science, and data engineering are all good niches. We'll niche down as time goes by. We're learning the most simplest things or things everyone knows today in colleges in the first year, and we're niching down as much as possible to find better and better opportunities until the third year. And fourth year, it makes no sense to learn something. If you still need hand-holding after 4 years, you probably haven't performed well here. It will be industrial training, which means an internship, a placement. If you do well, you should very easily get a placement by now. If you do decent, you should very easily get an internship by now. If you do bad, then then we'll send you to some fatty internship, which makes no sense. So if the batch size is so small, if so many experts are coming and teaching you, don't be in that bottom 10% lot. Make sure there is no 10% lot at the bottom over here. Varna, after everything being done right, you still might not be able to reach somewhere, and you'll see everyone else reach. So what happens then is you will not even blame us. That happened in Super 30. I opened refunds in Super 30. Only 2 people took refunds who had some family problems. No one else took refunds at all. Why? Because they felt like they missed something, because around them dhadadhad placements ho rahi thi. The same thing will happen here. So I'm talking now to people who might be on the edge or might feel, और उसमें भी वो था कि कुछ नहीं था, they were just not working hard enough. They were doing one thing the one day, second thing the other day. थोड़े distracted थे. So don't be that distracted person. We have very focused curriculum. You're sort of occupied 24/7. So just stay as occupied, focused, and do the things that we're telling you to. You have summer vacations, winter vacations, do whatever you want. But when you're in college, the things that are being taught to you, being dispensed on you with people with so much experience, just grasp as much as possible and do a lot of coding yourself. That's the 4 year of curriculum. It's still vague, and it should be vague. We don't know where the industry will be in 2 years from now. So only the first year is what you can almost lock in, maybe the second year as well. Third year, fourth year, we will see based on where the industry is going, where we think we have jobs, and what is interesting at that point. Where is the campus? The campus is in Noida, Tech Zone 4. There are multiple reasons for this. Biggest reason is we're just more comfortable with Noida. I live in Delhi. It's significantly cheaper. The prices have been sort of brought down to you guys as well, because if you would have gone to a Bangalore, a Delhi, a Bombay, it will be a little expensive. We have the full building. It's a 1 lakh square feet building. If you know construction or math, that's a little too much when it comes to the size. But we've been able to invest that much because Noida is significantly cheaper compared to Bangalore. Hostels, classrooms, labs, co-working spaces, mess, basketball, gym, everything is in the same building. There are multiple reasons for this. Biggest being safety. Okay, just stay on campus. You have everything over there. All the experts that you need will come on campus and teach you. Whoever you want to be taught from, just tell me, and we'll try to get them on campus. Construction is still going on. You can still visit, come with your parents, see what is happening, make sure you're comfortable, feel legit. I know this feels very scary कि वो पहला साल है कॉलेज का, इतनी ज़्यादा फीस है, तो just see and verify and make sure सब सही है, and your classes will start, and when we say they will start, which comes to the point, when will they start? Online classes have started. There is no point delaying this कि हम अगस्त में स्टार्ट करेंगे, let's take a 2-month break, just start coding. Coding is a tough process, especially for beginners, people who are coming from their JEE journey. It takes iterations, तो start कर दो. We have online classes, 3 already हो गई हैं, 2 मैंने ली थी. One was taken by someone who's doing his masters from Montreal, one of the best universities to do masters in AI from. So online classes are still going on, mostly to warm you up and help you select teachers that you feel most comfortable with. So I'll get you a lot of teachers, pick and choose सबसे best कौन लग रहा है, and we'll try to get them on campus. 3 classes have already happened, very simple stuff. For loops, while loops, if else statements, DSA problems, things like these. So if you do pay the joining fee right now, you should start to join these classes and start to learn to code. There is no point delaying this. अगले 3 महीने में start to reach a level so we can start a notch up when we start on campus. When does the campus start? So this is the building. It's been prettified by ChatGPT, but mota the structure looks like this. Stretch goal is it starts 15th June. We're paying rent already, but we want to make sure construction हो गई उसके बाद ही. You don't want to sit between construction with a bunch of sparrows. So 15th June is when we're aiming construction would end. That's 2.5 months from now. Worst case, it will be 15th July. Hostel rooms will be here. Gym will be piche. Basketball court will be here. Your classroom will be here. Everything is going to happen in the same building. It will be very closed and enclosed. Just you don't need to step out. You should from time to time. Gaur City Mall is like 5 minutes away. Whatever you need is around. There's a cricket stadium like 750 meters away. There are a lot of things you can do around. That said, I would urge you to just stay on campus for the first year. The earlier the better, no point delaying it again. Online classes already start ho gayi hain. Offline will start as soon as construction ends. FAQs, what will be the capacity? So we have 212 beds in total right now in this first campus. By first campus, I mean we can take other buildings as well around, but abhi ke liye we're going to stick to this building. That means we're restricted by 212. Most probably school people are going to be 150, super 30 people are going to be 60. So total 210 log honge. These will be your seniors. This will be you guys. So this 150 is where you're aiming to sort of get. And that'll be the first year batch size. If this increases, this decreases. If this decreases, this increases. We have too much demand over here. I can probably fill, I don't know, a lot of people in super 30. But this we want to keep very polished as a lot. And hence, the more people that come here, the less people that will come over here. Each student gets a super 30 mentor as their super mentor. So they're on campus, they're living with you. They are attending some advanced classes. They're not attending your classes. Unki classes alag hain. You are allowed to sit in super 30 classes. I would not recommend other than some 10% lot that I'll let them know कि भाई तुम बैठ सकते हो. Most people should not go into super 30 classes. You will get overwhelmed. Super 30 people get overwhelmed in the super 30 classes. So a complete 18-year-old beginner should not sit in them. They're happening in the same campus though. So you can from time to time come. Next steps are going to be pay a 2,000 rupee fee for a one-on-one interview. That will happen with me or the team. It might happen with the team first. If the team approves, then it will happen with me. The final interview is happening with me for most people, the people that aren't filtered. So feel free to bring your parents. They ask some smart questions and we have some smart answers. So I know this is a very scary market and a lot of this is parent driven. So feel free to bring your parents. Thankfully, I've talked to them very legitimately, the ones that I have abhi tak. Been able to convince them about the legitimacy of the program, which is the biggest thing they're worried about. I think they understand कि यहाँ पे placement अच्छी होगी, but लोग बहुत अच्छे हैं, IITians are teaching वगैरह वगैरह. They're still worried कि ये नया नया सा क्या है और BTech क्यों नहीं है और ये campus ऐसा क्यों है वैसा क्यों नहीं है, which I get. तो bring them on the call and whatever questions they have, I have the answers to them, and then we can go from there. Is the campus good? Is it just a building in a tech building? So honestly, this doesn't matter. I could totally say कि अरे वो EdTech को देखोगे तो सिर्फ एक floor है. But these things don't matter at all. If you live in New York, you live in New York, but you still live, in a very small apartment. So the communities that matters. But yes, to answer the question, we have the whole building. So, come pick and choose. It's a very big building. There are too many things to do. So it's not a 400-acre campus, but it's more over provision than it needs to be. And we have done that to again add legitimacy. कि सबको ये ना लगे कि हमने एक floor ले लिया. Super 30 was just a floor. Does it matter? It does not matter because placements happen. So in the end, all of these are auxiliary things, which I'm sure they matter to you right now. They will not eventually. If we fail in placements, in getting you right opportunities, in teaching the right things, then all of this is just fad. I can get a 400-acre campus, but it's still not a success. If I teach in this room itself, all 300 people sit right here. If I'm able to get 250 people placed, then we have won. So yes, it's a great campus. Come visit. All your questions will be answered over there. College situation is bad. I have talked to 200 students from around 70 colleges in the last 2 weeks. These are some screenshots from the calls. So, some of them are people who pay less than 10 lakhs for the college. Some of them are for people who pay 10 to 20 lakhs for the college. Only a few colleges stood out that have, been able to provide value or the things that were promised. Other than that, it's really bad. Like 70% of the people are getting placed in consults, which are paying 3 LPA, have bonds. Usme bhi wo chale jaate hain, and then, students are not able to keep up and they get let go in 6 months. There's a training period, which is not very less paid, like 7K a month type paid. You have to clear that training period. A lot of people leave. A lot of people don't have the skills, so on and so forth. मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा है इन कॉल से. Talk to people everywhere before you join a college. Any college you might be joining. Talk to students जो वहाँ पे पैसे बैठे हैं और ground level पे क्या चल रहा है ये बात समझ लेना. You can be lured in with a lot of tactics. Do not fall into those tactics. Question everything, including this video. And at a ground level, try to understand what is being taught by the students. That's the best way you can understand कि college के अंदर क्या चल रहा है. Colleges are meant to market. They're meant to market 10 different things. 100% placements. मैं भी 100% प्लेसमेंट नहीं बोल रहा हूँ भाई. इतने छोटे कॉलेज में मैं बता रहा हूँ कि 80% लोगों की ही प्लेसमेंट हो करा पाए. हम 10% की, हम 20% की हम नहीं करा पाए. तो क्वेश्चन एवरीथिंग. Question these numbers. Question the awards they're getting. Question the ministers that are coming. And talk to students and understand कि क्या उस award की कोई अहमियत है. If the college is telling you we have, I don't know, some dean award from some politician, does that really matter to a student? No. Placements matter. तो कौन सी प्लेसमेंट्स आ रही है, कौन सी कंपनी आ रही है. JPMC is coming, but only taking 2 students. So question these things. 50 LP highest offer, but how many people? Question these things. For us as well, for everyone as well. Based on that, make an informed decision. More than the money that you're spending, this is 4 years that are going to shape you and what you do. So make sure you make a very informed decision. Talk less to people from the college like me, like the stakeholders. Talk more to students and uske basis pe decide. That's all I had. Question everything, stay away from marketing and talk to real students to understand what is happening on a ground level. If you do want to join, link is in the description. 2,000 rupee fee. If you pay that, I'll do an interview. After the interview, we'll decide where to go. With that, we'll end it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.